Master, fellow Toastmasters, guests. As Nancy mentioned, today I get to talk to you about pathways. With my husband, he asked me, why do you keep doing Toastmasters? And I try to think of different mantras for different parts of my life. And I think when I come to Toastmaster, I think it's for all the marbles. And what I mean by that is getting to that distinguished Toastmaster. If you see anybody here who puts DTM after their name, you know these are excellent speakers. So for me, I want you to imagine this jar of marbles representing your Toastmasters journey. Each marble is a speech, a role, a moment of growth. Now, what happens if you never pick up a marble and put it in? You have a very quiet jar. And that's nobody joined Toastmasters to be quiet. So today, let's talk about the Toastmaster educational program known as Pathways. What is it? It is specific to Toastmasters, the learning experience that they have designed around 5 core competencies to help build your communication and leadership skills through practice. The first one, public speaking. Second, interpersonal communication. Third, strategic leadership. Fourth, management. And fifth, confidence. All of this you gain through the series of pathways. But how do you get to pathways? Well, there are actually 6 different paths with 3 different focuses. So when you join Toastmasters or when you complete a path and you're ready to do another one, you have to figure out what it is that you want to focus on. And within these different paths, there's actually 300 competencies that they claim. So if you're looking for confidence with confidence, speech writing and delivery, there's presentation mastery and engaging humor. Presentation mastery is really those core skills. If you've never done public speaking before, this would be a good one to start with. And Toastmasters still recommends it to me that this is one that I need to do. But it helps you to know your audience and know how to write and deliver speeches. Engaging humor. If you want to develop your unique style of humorous delivery, this is the one for you. For me, I've always been a little bit of direct and business-like. So I actually took on engaging humor. I haven't gotten past the second level, so I haven't actually developed what my humorous style is yet, but I'm looking forward to the further parts of that path. The next focus is interpersonal and strategic communication. This is where I've actually completed one path. So the first one is dynamic leadership. It talks about group dynamics, resolving conflict, facilitating change, project management. There's all of those things that if you're looking for a leadership role in a corporate environment, I would definitely recommend that one. The other one is motivational strategies. This one helps to build connections, motivate others. Learning how to lead in small groups, working with nonprofits. This one was really important for me that I picked up because as I've gotten further and further into my career, I noticed you need to actually be a little bit more interpersonal. You need to figure out how to work with other people. And I think that this one has been really helpful for me. The last focus is innovation leadership. So we have persuasive influence, which are projects that are really used for leadership skills in complex situations and creating innovation solutions to challenges. Visionary is a visionary communication, focuses on developing the skills to share information effectively with the group, planning communications, and also still creating those innovative solutions. So if you didn't know where to start, or if you started on the wrong path, I'll tell you it's only $20 to move over to the next path. So how do you start? Let me tell you about this. Pathways is done through the Basecamp. Super easy. You log into toastmasters.org, you hit Basecamp, you're right there. It tells you exactly what you need to do for each of the levels that you do. And you're thinking, oh, I'm not tech savvy. I don't know how to do this. Well, don't worry about it. If you can create a meme, then you can join Toastmasters and master your pathways. So once you've figured out the path that you want to do, like I was saying, they kind of all build onto each other. So you see, you start with the basics. Level 1 is the same across all of the pathways. You have your icebreaker, you have your writing a speech with a purpose, introduction to vocal variety, evaluation and feedback. You're learning how Toastmasters itself works, but also some of those core principles that you need to be a good public speaker. When you get to level 2, again, we have mentoring, because you need mentoring throughout this process, regardless of which path you're taking. But when you pick a path, there's also different styles that you get to learn. You get to learn about leadership styles, communication styles, your humorous style, how to connect with audience, and really focusing on your active listening. For level 3 through 5, that's really specific to your path, and you start to actually build on the principles that we talked about before. If you get an email from Nancy, she'll tell you District 4 is really good to help you figure out what are the next steps in level 3, 4, and 5, because some of those are 6-month projects, a year project. You need to actually plan for those later parts of your pathway. And at the end of every path, you have reflection, because you shouldn't just be going through the motions for all of these. You need to think, what did you learn from this path? What did you gain from it? What else do you want to learn? What is that vision that you have for yourself to gaining all those marbles? But the one thing that's really important is making it fun. You get to customize your own journey, because every marble here counts. Each project is a step towards that confidence and leadership that you're looking for when you come to Toastmasters. Now, when I say for all the marbles, I'm going to tell you this, again, is about being a distinguished Toastmaster. So I'm putting this speech in this jar right here. You need to complete 2 paths in order to be a distinguished Toastmaster. You need to serve as a district leader. You need to do club sponsoring or speech cap. You need to serve in your club. You need to do a distinguished Toastmaster project. So when you see that DTM behind somebody else's name, know that they have all the marbles, and those are the people you want to follow.